Thank you very much, Mr. Chairman. I've long held that racism is never far below the surface in our country, and it pops up way too often. I'll leave it at that. Congratulations to all of our nominees. Thank you for your commitment to service. I ask the following two questions of all nominees that come before any of the committees on which I sit. So I'll ask all of you. Since you became a legal adult, have you ever made unwanted requests for sexual favors or committed any verbal or physical harassment or assault of a sexual nature?
No.
Have you ever faced discipline, excuse me, or entered into a settlement related to this kind of conduct?
No.
Dr. Honey, there has been a recognition that at times the current acquisition process in the Department of Defense does not provide combatant commanders with the required resources to fulfill critical operational needs arising from cross-service missions. And this is especially evident in the Indo-PACOM area of responsibility as they struggle to bring on the new technologies they need to compete with and deter China. This committee has attempted to remedy this issue in the pending NDAA through a pilot program at the Strategic Capabilities Office, SCO. If confirmed, how would you support SCO in the implementation of this program to ensure it is successful?
Senator, thank you for your support in this area. In my experience, I have also, had to work the issues of the services have the responsibility for train and equip. The combatant commands have the responsibility for combat operations, and I have worked with Indo-PACOM on these very issues. For 7 months, I was the acting director of the Strategic Capabilities Office, and so I deepened my understanding at that time of what Indo-PACOM needs and what the issues are that they face. So I'm very grateful for what you've done in the NDAA. I believe that R&E, even though SCO is a direct report to the Deputy Secretary of Defense, SCO does have a strong relationship with R&E, and I would do everything I could to support the director of SCO and that organization in meeting their commitments in that area.
Well, I think that you understand that the importance of ensuring that the technologies and capabilities that the services acquire align with the requirements identified by the Indo-PACOM AOR. It's good to know that you have some familiarity with the Indo-PACOM AOR because your position has a wide-ranging responsibilities, including a responsibility to oversee the DoD labs and test ranges, and that includes Pacific Missile Range Facility. Have you ever visited Pmrf on Kauai?
No, Senator, I've not visited.
I would welcome your visiting that facility should you be confirmed, because Pmrf is the world's largest instrumental, multidimensional testing and training missile range in the world. So I would welcome your visiting. In addition, you also oversee the Missile Defense Agency, and one of the concerns that I've had is that the DoD and the administration continues to not support funding for the Homeland Defense Radar Hawaii, and this committee through NDAA has been putting back the money for that, and considering that North Korea missile threat is not abating anytime soon. If confirmed, how would you ensure Hawaii is protected from missile threats from North Korea and elsewhere going forward? As I've said before, that if the administration can come up with some other way to defend Hawaii other than through the Homeland Defense Radar Hawaii, I am all ears, but up to now, I have not been given that kind of assurance. So I just want to point that out to you, that is an area that I welcome your input and support for Hawaii. One more thing, I'm really glad that you mentioned your support for the SBIR and SCTR program. I'm a big supporter of these programs, and you've said that you are a strong proponent of highly innovative small businesses through these programs, and much of the innovation comes from small businesses. But there is the issue of the value of death that you've mentioned, and as part of the value of death issue, one of resources, that these innovative small businesses need money to get past the value of death. Is that something that we can address in a more fruitful way?
So, Senator, to your first question about MDA and the issue of missile defense, I'm not currently briefed on some of the details of the MDA efforts, but I do commit to you that I will get fully briefed if confirmed. And, I am very concerned about the missile threats and would appreciate the opportunity to get back to you after I've been briefed and, explain what I see the situation as and what we need to do in that regard. In the case of SBIR, one of the things I know that would be helpful, if the reauthorization goes through, that's always a concern. When I was at a small business, we worried about that quite a bit. And I do think that there's a lot that can be done to try and help promote within the programs of record and the larger defense contractors where there are opportunities to leverage the investments that we've made into the small businesses that are then ready to transition into those programs. And if confirmed, and I'm working in R&E again, that is an area that I would focus on.
I know my time is up, Mr. Chairman. I look forward to working with all of you. And Ms. Fulton, thank you for your commitment to make sure that we more effectively address the issue of sexual assault and harassment in the military, which is a continuing scourge. Thank you.
Thank you, Senator Hirono. Senator Blackburn, please.